Dad, I'm gonna turn it all the way
Everybody here? Everybody can hear me? Everybody awake?
You bet. Loud and clear, man. Here.
Awesome. Samuel, thanks for coming, brother.
Man, I appreciate the invite.
Of course. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Where are you out of, Samuel?
Seminole, Texas. You probably never heard of it. It's a little podunk town, about 6,000, south of Lubbock an hour, north of Midland, Odessa an hour.
Beautiful.
It is. What about you, Rob?
I'm out of San Antonio.
Dang, man. What a stark difference from the Desert Valley, man, but it's all good.
Awesome. I see Dawn's here. Thank you so much, Dawn.
What up?
What's up? Well, let's get started. I think we're recording. Perfect. Nice. There we go. All right. I got stuff popping up all over. Fantastic. All right. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Robert. You can probably see on my screen. I do all sorts of little things, but I'm mostly here to help. There's lots of helpers here. I see Dawn, who I mentioned earlier. I see Myron and Carolyn. If you're out of Dallas, they're the go-to people there. Awesome. How's everybody doing? We're just a few days after Elephant Challenge. Everybody still kind of freaked out? Still kind of don't know what you're doing yet? I see a bunch of nods. If you got cameras, turn on your cameras. If you got cameras, turn on your cameras. We're happy to see you. All right. Can everyone remember? Oh, there you all are. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. What's Elephant Challenge? Can you guys remember what Elephant Challenge is? Elephant Challenge is eating an elephant one step at a time, one bite at a time. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to just be covering some of those things that we learned in Elephant Challenge. We'll talk about a few of the baby steps we need to take. Hopefully we can work on some action steps. I plan on doing this Zoom meetup once a week. So we'll give you some action steps, and that way you can take action during the week and come back here and we can talk about it. That sound like a plan? All right. Anybody done any deals yet? Any wins? Put a win in the side if you got in the chat. You guys have to be active in the chat. If you got a win, put a win. If you haven't done any deals at all, put 0 in the chat. Give me a 0 if you haven't done any deals at all. If you've done 1 million, put 1 million in there. Awesome. So, isn't Pace great? We learned a lot, man. It's like drinking from a fire hose. He's got a lot of info going on, and it's hard to follow sometimes. But you just take it one step at a time, a little bit at a time. All right. So let's go over broad level. Okay. Like 1,000-foot view. What is Elephant Challenge? Okay. Elephant Challenge is, first, we're going to try to find a market. Everybody got their markets? Is there anybody in here who still doesn't know what market they should be in? If you don't know what market you should be in, or you haven't picked a market yet, put a no market in the chat. I'm going to assume most of you have picked your markets. All right? And from what it looks like, you probably all have picked Texas markets, yeah? That's why you're in the former Texas Zoom. I know if you have participated at all in the Discord, If you go into the Discord and check it out, it's changed a heck of a lot. It has been nothing short of absolute chaos in there. And so we're trying to simplify it, and all the leaders are trying to figure out ways, honestly, to better provide value and service. We just want to help. I'm not going to lie, it's not all altruistic. We want to do deals with you guys. That's why we're here, right? We're all here to make money, provide for our families, right? We all have kids, we all have wives, we all have plans, goals that we want to achieve, right? So that's why we're here. So we want to do deals together, and we're trying to simplify the Discord to make some of that stuff easier, communication easier, make it easier for you guys to bring us things to look at, and make it easier for us to reach out to you guys. All right, so just bear with us while we're trying to figure out that whole Discord thing and trying to make everybody happier. All right. So what is Elephant Challenge? First, we picked our markets. Second, what was second? Anybody remember? Hit me up in the chat if you remember. What's the second step? After you pick your market, what do you have to find in your market? Buyers. Find buyers. All right? Y'all remember how to do that, right? You go in Privy, kind of search whatever market you're looking in the little area, make a little circle, try to find fix and flips, try to find the people who did those fix and flips. Those are your buyers. And what happens after you find your buyer? Well, after you find your buyer, you kind of have to figure out what they're buying, right? Are they buying 5-bedroom, 4-bath houses? You probably shouldn't be looking for a 1-bedroom then. Probably shouldn't be looking for a condo, right? Exactly. Find your buyer's criteria. Make sure you know. And after you find 5 buyers, here's your new homework for this week. After you find 5 buyers, what do? Find another 5 buyers. 5 buyers is not enough. 10 buyers is not enough. You're going to have to find a lot of buyers, right? Find buyers, figure out their buy box, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring them deals, right? That's how we make money. We lock up contracts, we bring them deals, and we get paid for that. So find 5 buyers. Hopefully you get 10 buyers. That's your homework until next week. Make sure you got 10 buyers on your radar who you have called. All right. Don't just pick out their name, LLC, and be like, okay, that's my guy. Call them. Call them, ask them what they're doing. All right. I work with a contractor here in San Antonio. We did 3 flips 2 months ago, and now he doesn't want to do flips anymore. He feels it's too risky. All right. So he's not my buyer anymore. So yeah, work on finding buyers. Contact your buyers. Talk to them. Hey, what are you buying? What ARV are you looking for? What percentage of ARV are you looking to lock up a contract if I bring it to you? How much do you spend typically on drywall? How much do you spend on electrical? I'm an electrical contractor, so I do a lot of electrical stuff here in San Antonio. Or ask them, are you willing to take on something that needs a foundation repair? Are you willing to take on something that is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath? All right. Good. Samuel, find their number, get the buy box. Question on that. You got a question about that, Samuel?
Yes, sir. While going through that process, there were times that I found that the seller was an LLC. So I was curious, why couldn't that be a buyer, potential buyer? I mean, they had bought it in the first place. So if the seller is an LLC, could that potentially be a buyer and something to pursue, try to get that number and do the same thing you would as the buyer?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
get on the phone with them. Same thing. Ask them what they're looking for. Ask them why they're selling this one. Maybe they decided they don't want to do mobile homes anymore. Maybe they want to do something different. Get on the phone with them and ask them.
Cool.
That's a good point, Samuel. Like, I think you and I were on the daily dial at the same time or the nightly dial. They were talking about that today. Anybody you talk to has the potential to be a buyer, right? Even your seller has the potential to be your buyer. So should always treat every conversation like that, right? Don't burn any bridges. Always make sure that you're, leading with that value, and always saying at the end of a contract you're doing with somebody, well, is there anything else I can do for you, right? Treating them as a new buyer, right? Potential new buyer, and then continue the relationship on like that. That's a good point.
Okay,
I need to switch my camera. I totally forgot to do that.
Yeah, I
Bang.
brought it up here in case other
Damn.
folks might have ran into that.
Yeah, that's good. And Dawn is my BFF. She's helping me out today. So you got your buyers. You kind of know what they're looking for. What's the next step? All right, before we do that, let's remember our homework. Write this down. I'm going to find 10 buyers by next week. I'm going to talk to 10 buyers by next week. I'm going to know what their buy boxes are like the back of my hand. When I look at a property, I've already got 3 of them in my mind. Like, I think these guys, they're going to like this one. If none of your buyers are looking for a particular buy box, if you're looking at a property that it doesn't fit the buy box of your buyers, don't bother. Don't waste your time. Right? How many properties are you typically having to look at before your buyer is like, yeah, I like that one? A lot. 50. Around 50. All right? So you gotta be looking. You gotta be moving. Don't waste your time looking at stuff that your buyers are not going to buy. My buyers right now, I have about 4 buyers that I know are actively buying in San Antonio right now. They're only buying within a 5 mile by 5 mile area, and they're only buying between 250 and 350. They're not even looking at anything outside of that. So I'm not going to be bringing a $500,000 house to them. No one's interested. Like, I won't be able to sell it. All right. So you find your buyer, you find their buy box, you narrow down to what you're supposed to be looking for. You're doing that on Privy, right? After all that, what's next? What's the next step? Put it up in the chat. What do you think is the next step? What do we do now? Now that we know what our buyers want, what do we do? Y'all awake? Look for properties. Yep, look for properties. You know where they're buying. You know what they're buying. Time to go look for some properties, right? We do that through Privy, yeah? Make our little circles. We're not going to go into details too much about that. Kind of find what you're looking for. Make a little circle in Privy. Draw it out. Narrow it down. And start making calls, right? All right. What kind of properties are we looking for? What's Elephant all about? Is Elephant about trying to find lease option properties? No. Are you going to be offering creative financing on your deals? No. We're trying to wholesale. We're asking for cash deals. How much will you give this to me in cash? Are we calling sellers directly? Is this a direct to seller model? Elephant Challenge? No. We're looking at on-market properties. We're putting cash offers to agents, right? Everybody on board? Everybody following? We're not looking at fourplexes, although that might be a good deal. You never know. If your buyer wants to look at a fourplex, we're not looking at mobile homes unless your buyer's looking for mobile homes. Okay? Are there any questions on that? Because we've been looking in the Discord and I see people bringing in all sorts of sub-twos and seller financing. Those are great. If we can get there, those are great. I'm not saying ignore those, but that's not our primary target. Cody, what's up, man? Unmute and ask.
All right. I was just curious, why is there a purpose behind why we're strictly doing just agent wholesaling MLS active properties, or is that just an entry level before moving to seller motivated properties?
Yeah. So Elephant Challenge is specifically for people who have never done a deal and who are interested in getting into real estate, right? You've never been into the real
Mhm.
estate game. You're super afraid of making a mistake. You're super afraid of offering $1 million on a property that's worth 100,000. Things like that, right? We're talking about, let's take the simplest bite at a time. Now,
Okay.
remember what Pace said. Elephant Challenge is not a one-time 3-day event. It's not a one-time 4-day event, right? What we're learning, this is the second Elephant Challenge. So we're learning, we're laying a base, and as time progresses in the following months, you guys are all on board with the next Elephant Challenge. I hope you're signed up. End of
yeah.
October, right? Next Elephant Challenge, we're going to get into a little bit more, right? Are you
Okay.
guys ready right now to handle Morby methods and handle novation agreements and handle fix and flips? Probably not.
No.
So it wouldn't be fair of us to throw that upon you, right? Because most people would just freak out and nothing would ever happen, you know? And so this is one step at a time, one little bite at a time. If you get a deal, fantastic. We're all trying to get deals, right? Is it harder to get a deal through an agent? Yeah. You know, the deals, it's not harder, sorry. Let me back up. Will it take more tries? Will it take more repetitions before you get a deal through an agent? Yeah. But is it easier? Yeah, it's easier than direct to seller for sure. Anybody know how
Okay.
many contacts you typically have to make with a seller? If you're direct to seller, how many contacts do you typically have to make with that seller before you can
I'd say
even
maybe
end a sale?
5 or 6.
No, 8 to
One more.
14. 8 to 14 contacts before you can close on that. 8 to 14 contacts before you get a contract. All right. So most people don't really want to do that at the beginning. It's a little too daunting. Most people are afraid to just pick up the phone and call a buyer, right? We're just trying to get you guys to take that little step. Just pick up the phone, get on the call. Hey, I saw you bought this house. I saw you flipped this house. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? That's it. Call an agent and be like, hey, I see you have this house listed on the market. Can you tell me about it? If you do that, fantastic. That's a great step. If you're afraid of doing that, pick up the phone and dial the number, push call, and then hang up. All right? Do that 5 times. And I know sometimes it's scary. I'm not trying to like minimize that at all. Sometimes it's hard. Just pick up the phone, push call, hang up. Do it 5 times. If you do that 5 times in one day and you're like, man, I feel like that's enough for today, fantastic. Tomorrow, make 1 call and just say, hi, I saw you have a listing. Hang up. You know, this is literally baby steps because what's important to us is that you at least are taking action. Don't be scared about, oh man, what happens if I call and they chew me out and they, listen, I get chewed out and I get sworn up and down, but I'm not at the beginning. And I understand that. At the beginning, it's totally cool. Don't worry about hanging up. Hey, my name's Robert. Hang up. If you do that for a whole week, but then after a week you're comfortable making a phone call, you're progressing. That's what this is all about. Progress, taking action. And for you, that could be massive action. And that's awesome. We're here to support you. If you have been afraid up until now to make any phone calls, and next time when we get together and you're like, I made 5 phone calls a day, but all I did was hung up on people, we're going to count that as a win, all right? We're going to celebrate you. That's awesome. Now, if you feel comfortable making phone calls, get down to the nitty-gritty. Ask a million questions. Be okay with just talking to buyers and talking to agents and not submitting offers. Nothing says you have to submit an offer right away. We're trying to develop the skill. Practice your language, practice your sentences, practice making mistakes. That's how we learn, right? Cool? We're talking baby steps, little bites of an elephant. It's a big elephant. No one says we got to eat the whole leg in one day. Baby steps, little bites, all right?
And then Rob, it's a great way to explain it, right? And Cody, this challenge is by baby steps, right? But that doesn't mean that you aren't going to evolve as this challenge goes on, right? We want you sticking in from the beginning of wherever you started and then continuing on, because you're learning, but then you can help somebody else who was where you were learn what you are doing now, right? Everyone
Right.
has to start somewhere. We always start from the beginning. No one starts 10 steps ahead, right? Everyone has to get comfortable with making those calls. Everybody has to get comfortable with being on the phone. Everyone has to get comfortable with maybe getting yelled at, or saying the wrong thing, or getting hung up on.
Yeah.
So those are all part of this process, and that's exactly what Rob is saying, is that we need to make sure that we're teaching people to slow it down, learn a skill at a time, and master it, and then move on to the next, right?
Right.
And no matter how long you are in this business, or have been, or going to be, there's still going to be so many things that you can learn, right? So
Yeah.
just because we're getting newbies in from this last challenge, we've had people that were in the challenge before that have stuck with us, and they have learned a lot, and we want everyone to get to that point. So stick with us, help when you can. After you learn something, post it. Say, hey guys, I just did 5 calls today. It was the scariest thing in the world, but I did it. I'm going to go make 5 more calls tomorrow. Right?
Okay. So that's, yeah, see, that was one of the things I didn't realize whenever I signed up, that this was an ongoing progressive thing. I was just thinking it was, this group, after the month's over with, this group, and then the following month, it would be another one dedicated towards, same thing, agent outreach again. I didn't realize this was a slow progressive agent outreach, and then moving from that to possibly motivated seller outreach, and then moving from that to potentially.
So it's still going to be the same thing every month, right? Still getting people to come in, learn how to submit offers, finding deals, doing comping, and then doing that together. As far as moving on from that, you're going to go through that yourself, because now you have the confidence. You have the confidence to be able to do those things. The challenge is always going to be learning the basic steps and learning them the right way, so that everybody in the deal wins, right?
Okay.
And so that's what we want to do.
Okay.
Good question, man. Great job.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, but it's always the beginning that's harder, isn't it? It's always just that first step,
Well,
most people just sit on that first step, and they wonder about what it's going to be like once they get to the top of the staircase, and they're walking all those steps. What is it going to be like? I'm going to fail. But it says something of you if you at least take that first step, and then you take the next one, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get you to do.
It's the same as just like with you, and I'm sure any other contractor, like I myself, being an electrical contractor here in Austin, it's the same way whenever you're cold calling customers to try to get service agreements, contracts, and so on and so forth. It's cold outreach. Same type of scenario. It's just I feel more comfortable talking to realtors, because that's my primary clientele here in Austin is realtors.
Exactly. Yep. You got it. I saw a question in the side chat about love to study lingo and jargon. Scripts is what comes to mind. For sure. Absolutely. We'd be happy to help you guys with stuff like that. Probably not tonight, right? Come back next week for that, or the week after. We'll work through some of this stuff, yeah? We'll work through some, hey, I have this property. I have no idea if I comped it right. We'll work on that. Probably not tonight. Tonight is the first night. We're kind of all getting to know each other. If you're like, dude, this Robert guy doesn't know what he's doing, no problem. Dawn knows what she's doing. Go to Dawn's Zoom. There's a bunch of us. PACE is trying to encourage all of us who are in sub 2 to help out all the people who are not in sub 2 as much as possible. And we're happy to do it. We're trying to be a bunch of go-givers. We're trying to help people as much as possible. There's enough meat for everybody to eat. And if it happens that I get a deal, of course, I'm going to be happy to. All right. So we found our buyers. We found our market. We found our buyers. We found their buy box. We've talked to them, right? Now we're going to look. We're looking in the areas and the zip codes and the neighborhoods that they like. Next, what are we going to do? Are we going to comp them? Are we going to make offers right away? What are we going to do? What happens next? Hey, Calvin, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Call agent. Travis says call an agent. That's a good thing to do. Yep. Probably be good to comp it. See if this fits what we're looking at. You guys remember how to comp? You guys remember how to comp using Privy? If you have any questions at all about comping, go back and watch the Zooms. Go back and watch the videos. I think they're YouTube, right? Go back and watch the videos that we just did of this past elephant challenge. Go back to the first elephant challenge. I know Pace does a lot of comping. His wife Laura does a lot of comping for us. If you have any questions at all, you can go back to the videos. If you have something specific, you can bring it here. We're happy to look at it. If you have any questions during the week, that's what the Discord is for, right? There's always one of us in the Discord. I'm in the Discord on an almost daily basis, checking in, seeing what's happening. I'm getting a feel for the land, right? What's another place you guys can ask for help? In the Creative Financing with Pace Morby group. If you're not in Creative Financing with Pace Morby group, please join us. It's an awesome group. There's lots of stuff happening all the time in that group. Post your deals there. Post your questions there. Bring us, hey, I am this property. It's nothing. There's nothing around it that's comparable to it. I have no idea what to do. No problem. We'll take a look. All right. Sean Zane, sometimes neighborhoods are full of various differences regarding improvements. Different your built garages and no garages. Awesome. Yeah. I get sent deals every day. Not deals, sorry. I get sent leads every day that are 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 3-bedroom, 1-bath. Nobody wants those. What do I do with those? Still trying to figure that out. Samuel, thanks for the comping rules. Awesome. After we comp the property, we'll practice that in the following weeks. After we comp a property, what do? We call the agent, right? Hey, you got this property that's on market. What's going on? I see it's on market for 90 days. What's going on? This is what I do all day. I call agents that have properties on market. If they've been on market for over 60 days, I call them. Hey, what's going on? I talked to 3 agents today, all houses that are like on my street. Hey, I live in the neighborhood. I see you have this house that's for sale. What's going on with it? I'm interested. Maybe I'll buy it. Would your seller be open to selling it at a lower price? Worst they can say is no. Worst they can say is cuss you out and hang up on you. Don't get your feelings hurt. Go for the next one, yeah? We're gonna make some money here. Don't get your feelings hurt. Move on to the next one. Cody knows he's got contractors yelling at him all the time for stuff. And they don't use nice words, those contractors.
Never do.
Awesome. So, what's next? What's next after we talk to an agent? We find one that fits our buyer's buy box. We think it's a good property. We think we can get it at a good price. Agent thinks that the seller's motivated. What do? Put an offer in. What kind of offer should we be making? What kind of offer should we be making? What price point should we make? If a house comes in cash, yeah, that's definitely true. If the house comes in at, let's say it's a $100,000 house, just to keep our numbers right, how do we know what to offer? MAO. Yes. What's MAO? Maximum allowable offer. How do we figure out our MAO? We learned this, right? Can you all do MAO? Do you think if I gave you an ARV, you think you can all do MAO? Anybody not know what MAO is? If you have no clue what MAO is, put a question mark in the side chat. Still rusty? Sean doesn't know what MAO is? Maximum allowable offer. How do we figure out what our MAO is? How do we figure out what our MAO is? Anybody know? Let's see. I think I have a fantastic little formula for that. Maximum allowable offer. There, I put in the side chat. Everybody see that? That's one way. Is there only one way to figure out MAO? Is there only one way to figure out how to comp a property? Remember, Pace said he comps one way, Laura comps one way, Jamil comps another way, I comp another way, Don comps another way. It's an art. If you really want to know how to comp, practice. Do I have problems comping sometimes? Yeah. It's not easy. Can you make mistakes? Yeah, it's all right. Know your buyers, know what they want, right? Once we have an MAO, what do we do then? If we know how much to offer, let's say our house was $100,000, and we know after running our comps and after figuring out all the repairs and all that stuff, we kind of figured out what our MAO is. What do we do then? Make an offer? Make an offer. Call up your agent. Hey man, I'd like to make an offer on this property. I've been checking it out. It looks pretty. And I'll tell you what I do. I make an offer and I take off $10,000. If a $100,000 house, I think my MAO is going to be $60K, I'll offer 45. Let's see what happens. The goal of Elephant Challenge is just put those offers in. They don't even have to be reasonable. We're just practicing right now. We're just putting in reps, yeah? Super simple, keeping it simple. If we make mistakes, we make mistakes. Right? Submit that offer. Put in an LOI. Try to get the agent, call the agent, talk to the agent. This is what I do. I call the agent, I talk to him. Is it okay if I put an offer to you in writing? This is known as a LOI, letter of intent. Yeah, email it to me. I get their email and I put something together in writing, I send it over. Now, it's Elephant Challenge. It doesn't have to be like super solid. Offer way low. At least you're getting those reps in. That's what we're all about, getting those reps in. Later on, you're going to start making much more educated, wise decisions, and you're going to be putting in offers that are serious, that are worth considering, the seller is interested in looking at, and you might get an acceptance of your offer. Your offer might get accepted. Holy crap, what do you do now? You weren't expecting this. What do you do? I put an offer and it got accepted. I put it at 30 cents on the dollar and I got accepted. What do I do? What would you guys do? Who do you go to? Contact your buyer. That's good. Right? You got to get it under contract. Did Pace talk to you guys at all about contracts? Yes or no? Put in the comments, yes or no. Did Pace talk to you guys about contracts? Anybody here a contract wizard? Not me. I have no clue. I don't even know which contracts to take with me when I have them sign it. Is there someone who helps? Yeah, I need help too. I call it TC. I don't have money for the earnest money. What do we do? Hey, this guy needs 10K in order for me to get the contract signed and put him into earnest money. How do I get that earnest money? It's 10K. I don't have that kind of money. That's where you go into the Discord, right? That's where if you go into the Discord, you'll see some people have blue. Some people's names are in blue. Which way is the screen going? This way? The blue names, those are leaders. If it's a green name, it's a gator. If you go into the TC and are like, I have no clue how to do paperwork, I need a TC. Can someone help me? We have TCs in the group. So you've got Gators who can help you with your earnest money. You got TCs who can help you with all the paperwork. We have unicorn agents. Everybody know what a unicorn agent is? Do all agents know what we're talking about when we do like creative finance and all this stuff? 99.99% of them have no clue. Unicorn agents are unicorns because they're very, 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 very hard to find. I do SMS campaigns, direct to agent. I've contacted about 2,500 agents and 5 of them knew what sub 2 was. Out of 2,500, 5. The others are like, I've never heard of that. That's illegal. You can get arrested for that. Okay, so TCs, Gators, unicorn agents, pretty much anything you need to help you get your deal done is in the group. You can find us in Discord. You can find us in the Creative Finance with Pace Morby Facebook group. Feel free to direct message us if you got something. Put it in the chat. There's always leaders in there almost 24 hours a day. I've had stuff answered at 3:30 in the morning before. All right? Any questions so far? If you have a question, do you guys know how to raise your hands? At the bottom of the screen, there's a little button called reaction. There's a raise hand. If you have questions, we'll try to get to some questions. All right? Be active in the side chats. Be active in Discord. Be active in the Creative Finance with Pace Morby group. We're in there all the time. All right? Merrick.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey man, how are you? What's
I'm
UNK?
doing- I don't know. It always pops up on my Zoom name. I have no idea what the deal is with that, but
Unknown. Zoom can't
something
figure
like
it out.
that. Even though my name's on there, I'm unknown. You know. But
Yeah, what's up, man?
question is 2 things. So the earnest money, I'm familiar with the concept, but let's say worst case scenario, since we're new, we don't know how to comp. The deal ends up not being a deal. What happens to the earnest money? Like, do we lose that money? Does the Gator lose their money?
Great question. So typically what we recommend is have an inspection period, 7 to 10 days of an inspection period. During that inspection period, you're contacting your buyers. If the Gator came in and put in earnest money, usually if you cancel before that 7-day period is up, the buyer gets the Gator gets their earnest money back. Did I say buyer? Sorry, Gator. If you're using a Gator. So if I came in as a Gator, because I do some Gator lending, if I came in and I put up that Gator money and we saw that it's not really running right, then what we'll do is, I don't think this is a deal. I think we're going to lose money on this. Let's cancel the contract. If we cancel it before that inspection period is up, then we get our money back. That is not always the case in Texas, and we'll talk about that because as a Gator, I have to protect myself in Texas because Texas needs both parties to agree to the release of the escrow money back to the person who put the escrow money in. So that's something just me as a Gator I need to be aware of, just an extra step in there for me to take care of. But usually, yeah, if you cancel within that inspection period, the Gator will get their earnest money back.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. Also, with finding buyers, got a little list of buyers. Got like 5 written down. I've tried to reach out to them, but haven't been able to actually make voice-to-voice contact with any of them. And I've probably looked up nearly 100 LLCs, but I'm not finding any phone numbers for these buyers at all. So could you use agents, like buyers agents as buyers who represent other investors?
Yeah, if you can develop some relationships with some agents who can bring you buyers, that's a great way.
Okay.
How have you been looking up those companies?
The government websites that Laura showed in the Zoom was like the first thing that I went to, and then there's just a couple other random business entity search websites that I've that just pop up on the Google suggestions that I've kind of scrolled through. But I mean, I look up the names, I throw them in quotes and put Texas on the end. I'm just not able to find any phone numbers that pair up with them. Is anybody else seeing that, or am I just
Yeah, it happens. So one of the preferred sites I use is Open Corporates.
okay?
Open Corporates is a good way to look up LLCs and different companies like that. You can go
Thanks.
to your Texas website. Oh man, let's see if I can pivot for a second. I know in Texas it costs you like $1 to search every company, right? Okay. Give me 1 second because there is a free place to do it. And I can't
I,
remember.
I wasn't paying anything when I was looking them.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. So I made a sheet. I think it's in the leaders, Rob.
Yeah,
That has every single state. I went through and
that's right.
found every single state to look up LLCs. And on the Texas one, there's two. Okay. The top one is the direct SOS website for the state of Texas for businesses. And that is the one you have to create an account. So people were getting confused by that. Like, are they having any issues using it? And the reason is you have to register and make an account, and then you should be able to access it. But yes, you do have to pay for it. Yeah, Sean posted in there. That's the
Yeah,
free
the
one.
CPA one. Yeah, that's
Yeah, the CPA one, that's the free one. So you have two options in Texas. You can find it or just use Open Corporates. So
perfect. Yeah, that CPA one is the one I was
Thank
thinking
you.
about. Cool. You can put your hand down, Merrick. Travis, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Rob? What's going on, guys? I'm a leader from Indianapolis, but a question that I always get asked all the time with people who are just reaching out to agents is, what do I do if the agent gives me a counter offer? What should I do?
Freak out. Run away. Real estate doesn't work, you guys. I don't know what to do. What do you do? What should you do? Call 911. What should you do? Run your numbers again. Run your numbers. See if it makes sense. Counter offer. It's not like you can make only one offer and they can make only one offer. Counter offer. Say no. No, I don't think that's going to work for me. Cool? If you're not comfortable doing that, just say, I don't think it's going to work for me. Thanks for your time. Baby steps. We'll learn what to do. For sure, all right? This is just baby steps. If it freaks you out, just say, I can't do it. Sorry. Thanks for your time. Travis, man, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for your support, man. Any other questions you guys have? Diego says they have to present it. I'm assuming you're talking about agents. They have to present it no matter what, so why not shoot for a counteroffer? Shoot your shot, man, for sure. Agents are required by law to present every offer to their client. Put it in writing. Email it to them. Put it in writing. They're required to submit it. It's all right, even if it fails. Mate, if you put in an offer in and your agents refused it or your agents said that the seller's not interested, man, you have made a lot of progress. Pat yourself on the back. Seriously. Most people are not doing that much. Most people are not going as far as you've done. Awesome. Tell us all about it next week. Please. Celebrate. You put in 5 offers this week? Sweet. Awesome. That's a win. That week is a win. Next week, put in 6. Just one more. Awesome. I believe in you guys. You guys aren't here by mistake. You guys are here, right, because you want to be in the real estate business, right? Not just for one-offs. This is the beginning. Okay? This is how we start. Baby steps, one little bite at a time. We're trying to eat an elephant. It's going to take us a long time, but one little bite at a time. And sometimes the feet are hard and it takes a little bit longer to bite through all that stuff, but we'll get there. I think I'm taking the analogy a bit too far, but you guys get it. Mr. Samuel, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. Hey, based on that last comment, when they make a counteroffer, like when we've ran our numbers and they make a counteroffer, right then we could get a pretty good feel whether it's really viable or not, right? Or if there's a little wiggle room based on where they're coming in with their counteroffer.
Fantastic. Yeah, it gives you an idea of where the seller's at. If the house is worth 100,000, you put in an offer for 30,000. The seller's like, I don't know, man. Can you bring it to 60? Well, you already got a 40% discount on that property.
Yeah.
Right?
So you continue that conversation, trying to come kind of like a car selling a car, man. You're gonna throw
Absolutely.
a big price out there in the beginning until they start trying to Jew you down, and then
Absolutely.
you're going to work it. And if you're not comfortable with it, and your numbers are going to tell you you're not going to make any money, well,
Fantastic.
I guess.
I
And I
just
haven't
got a
done it yet.
40%
I'm just
discount.
speculating.
Yeah, no, it's great. That's a great point. You got a 40% discount off the top of something. Man, this is a viable lead, right? Samuel, appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Mr. Joe, how can I help you, sir? Joe disappeared on us.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here? All right, there you go.
Yeah. I just wanted to introduce myself. I've been doing before the challenge. Me and a couple of other students got together and we looked up a few properties in DFW. We've already called for like 5 different properties. We got CMAs, we got seller's disclosures, and we've been just taking action.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to say hi, introduce myself to everyone.
Awesome, man. Proud of you. Welcome. We're glad you're here. You're out of the 210, huh?
Yes, I'm out here in San Antonio.
Yeah, so am I, brother.
Oh, you are? Okay, great. Great to meet you. We need to set up a meetup here in San Antonio.
Yeah, we just had just this past Sunday, we had an Astro student and Sept 2 meetup. Yeah.
I missed that one. You guys went to that property that
Yep.
what's his name? Stefan is working on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a meetup in Austin coming up. I want to say it's Friday. I want to say it's this Friday. Astro, Keighley, and Sept 2 in Austin. Cool,
Okay.
man. Thanks for coming, Joe. Appreciate it. Looking forward to hearing more from you, brother.
Rob, you better watch out. Joe's he's gonna come in hot. He's a go-getter, man. So
He's a go-getter, man. He's proud of you, man. That's awesome.
He's great.
Awesome work.
And y'all, Joe has been with us since the beginning, the very first Elephant Challenge. And just to highlight what he said, he started working with other people that are in the accountability group to stay active and continue taking action. So when we say this is how Elephant Challenge will evolve, that's what we mean. We mean you're going to get more comfortable. You're going to find people that you can work with and continue to take action. And so I want you guys to take that as a positive, that you can do this, and just know that there are people in our group that want to see you succeed, including the leaders, but that you can also find your partner in here. So just continue taking those little steps and you'll go far.
Love it. Is it Mercedes?
Yes, it is.
Man, I'm good.
Hey, I'm kind of new to like the whole real estate thing.
Oh,
but,
hold on a second. I need to see your beautiful face.
Hold on. I don't know why my camera.
We all want to see Mercedes.
Let me see.
Awesome. So talk to me, Mercedes. What's going on?
Is that better? Oh, okay. Hello.
Lovely. Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm from San Antonio, but I relocated to Dallas for college. So I'm in my senior year right now, but really into real estate. I'm wanting to get my feet wet and just keep the ball rolling from there. I'm like 100% invested. And
Don't
so
get your
like I
feet
said,
wet. Don't
kind
get your feet wet. Nobody here get your feet wet. Don't dip your toes in this. Jump in.
well, you're all in?
Right?
Yeah, I'm
All in. We're all in, right? Committed.
Yes.
100% committed, taking
100%.
massive action.
100%. I got my notes out right here and everything.
Awesome. I didn't know I talked that much. Sorry.
Okay. I actually had a question about something. So when it comes to looking at good deals to make sure that they are good deals, running them in the flip calculator, is there like a website for that, or like how am I able to do that to make sure the numbers are looking right?
Anybody have an idea? How do you know? How the heck do you know?
How do you know?
All the properties in the area seem to be about this number. I know I'm going to have to put this number of repairs into this. I know there's going to be some holding costs. So here's about where I need to be to make an offer. Awesome. Is it scary? It's scary. It took me a long time to figure out how to. I like to be black and white. Sorry, comping is not black and white. Rarely. I struggle with it because I'm very black and white in my thinking, you know. I need to know exactly what I'm going to do. I need to know exactly what this is going to sell for. I need to know exactly how much they're going to spend on repairs.
I'm definitely trying to get out of that type of mindset.
Mercedes, me and you. This sucks. It's hard.
I know that's going to
Yeah.
gonna make this a little bit challenging. But who doesn't love a challenge?
Are your numbers going to be 100% spot on?
No.
No. Are they going to
It's like
be?
an estimate.
Are they going to be like half right? Yeah. Is that a good place to start? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a question, here's an idea. You're looking at a property. You know it fits your buyer's buy box, right?
Yes.
You're like, I know this is the property he's going to want, or she. Take it to your buyer. Take it to your buyer and be like, hey, I'm looking at this property. I really think you'd like it. I really think you can do good work in this. I'm thinking of offering this price. What do you think? How much are you seeing repairs? How much are you seeing holding costs? What do you think this is going to sell at? How much should I offer?
Okay.
Right? And see how close you are. First do your part. First do your part where you're comping and trying to figure out the number. Then take it to your buyer. See how close you are. And it kind of lets you learn a little bit. Like, hey, this is what I didn't even consider that. Oh, maybe I should consider this next time, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to adjust the way I do things, and I'm going to practice again next time. And then I'm going to practice again. And I'm going to mess up a lot. And I'm going to way over offer on this one. And I was super wrong, and I have to back out of the contract, unfortunately, because I made a huge mistake. It's all right. If you got that far, Mercedes, awesome. Fantastic. That is super awesome.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Look at this, Tiana. Miss Tiana Austin? Did I say that right? I'm sorry if I messed that up. Would love to help anyone needing assistance with comps. Is there help available here in the side chat? Is there help available in Discord? Is there help available in Creative Finance with Pace Morby? Can Dawn help you? I see Carolyn and Myron here. Holy cow. If you guys don't know who Carolyn Myron is, get on the vote. Everybody needs to go into Facebook and friend Carolyn Myron and Dawn and my friend Travis, right? In fact, if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram, you should go, my handle is right on the screen in front of you. Go friend me. That way you have direct access to me, all right? We're all in Facebook and I think it's a requirement that we all have to be in Facebook to be part of Sept 2. All right. Mercedes, did I get to everything you had a question on?
Yes, you did. Thank you so much for answering.
Awesome. I'm glad I can figure something out. Javier, my friend.
Javier.
Javier.
How you doing today, Rob?
Man, I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I got a quick question. So have you ever been in a situation where you go ahead and submit an offer to a realtor and they accept it? So you go ahead and submit the offer with the purchase sale agreement of Pace's purchase sale agreement, but then they go ahead and tell you that they have to use a Trek purchase and sale agreement. How you go about that?
All right. Most realtors, most agents are going to require you to use their document, the Trek. If we're in Texas, it's the Trek. Texas real estate contract.
Yeah.
Is that contract a good contract? Heck yeah. It's a very good contract. You should use that contract.
Okay.
Yes.
So
If you're wanting to do like something different than just a normal sale, conventional sale, you're probably going to have to first talk to a TC, get a hold of a TC, because they're going to help you through this. Is Yolanda in here? Yolanda, say, hey, what's up in the side chat? If you need a TC, Yolanda's here.
okay.
Go in Discord, go into Facebook, right? You're probably going to have to add some sort of addendum in that contract. But that contract is a fantastic contract, right? Typically, the contracts that we're using out of Sub 2 tend to lean in favor of us. We wrote them, right? We want it to be in favor of us.
Yeah.
The Trek contract is a pretty balanced contract. It doesn't favor either party. It's pretty balanced. It's okay to use it. It's great to use it. Most agents are going to require that you use it.
Got you. Okay, yeah, because I don't know, on the original Trek contract, I'm not sure if it has the verbiage that you could go ahead and actually assign, the contract. And that's what I, was worried about, per se.
Probably something that's going to need an addendum. Probably something absolutely something a TC can help you with. No problem.
Okay.
Awesome. Mike said in the side chat, who's another leader, so the Trek contract by default is assignable. So you should be able to assign it. And like Rob was saying, even though it's a fairly balanced contract, that doesn't mean you shouldn't look through it and make sure it has everything in it that you want it to say, right? Like if you're going to have an inspection period, how long is it? If there's an option, what does that cost, right? All of that can be negotiated. But if you just look at it or get it and don't even look at it at all and then sign it, you're locked into those terms, right? So that's why it's super important before you sign it, get in front of a TC,
Yes.
right? Make sure you do that so that it says things that you want it to say and that you've discussed with the agent and that they're there. Agents are human too, right? You could have discussed terms and they didn't put those in because they do so many contracts a day, a week, right? And so they just get into a rhythm. So you want to make sure that you read through it, talk to your TC, make sure it's good, and then sign it, right? Don't sign anything without reading it, guys. I can't say that enough, okay? Make sure that you're doing that. But thanks, Mike, for putting that in there and clarifying that. Because I know everyone's like, can we assign it? Yes, you can assign the Trek contract.
Yeah, two things. Make sure. So the agent might want you to use the TC from their office. Use our TCs. Anyway, still ask one of our TCs because they're fantastic and they understand creative stuff. Second, you can use a unicorn agent on your behalf to help you. Right? There's plenty of those around here too. They're hard to find in the wild, but we corralled them pretty good in here.
Gotcha. And I thought dual agency, you couldn't do dual agency in Texas, but I'm not really educated about that.
So what do you think dual agency means?
That the the seller's agent and the buyer's agent, that they represent the both buyer and seller. Is that correct?
Yep. So one agent represents both buyer and seller. Okay. Is that legal in Texas? I saw Miss Tori in here. Miss Tori is a unicorn agent.
What do you think, Tori?
Anybody know? We need to know this.
No, I don't think it's not legal,
Not,
but there's
not
ways around
usually.
it. Yeah,
Not usually.
ways around it.
Got you. Okay. Well, yeah, that's all the questions that I have. I appreciate you for answering my questions.
Javier, I appreciate you for being here, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Cody. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Just curious. I know I may be getting a little ahead of myself, but I want to ask anyway because I've heard it time and time again on other things that I've ventured out to watch. I know Pace brought it up in the challenge about where it comes down to agent outreach and negotiations of where you have that mystical partner that you ask questions you have to go back to before you give them an answer during negotiations. But
Okay.
can't you use that as an exit as well? You can just go back and say, well, my partner doesn't agree with this, so we're going to have to opt out of this contract and have it as a stipulation in the contract as well.
Absolutely. Did you guys know I partner with Pace on everything I do?
Does he know you partner with him on everything you do?
Right? This is pretty common. I'm your partner.
Yeah.
I'm your guys' partner in everything. If you need a scapegoat, tell him, hey, my partner Robert said this is a no-go. He said, hell no. All right? Feel free to use me as your partner. I use this all the time. All the time. All right? My partner thinks this is not going to work for us. I'm going to have to back out. I'm going to have to, we're not going to move forward with our offer or whatever it is.
Yeah, I figured that was the case, but I just wanted to get clarification because I've only heard it as hearsay and other things. So I want to kind of get your input on that.
Oh, totally okay. If you have rentals and you're the owner, but you're managing it, never tell your renter that you're the owner.
Right.
Always talk about the owner in the third person. Oh man, I'm here collecting rent, but that owner, he's a jerk. Or pretend your spouse is the owner. Oh man, I seen him, but geez, I wouldn't want to be around him.
You're a firecracker. You don't want to touch her in the wrong way. Don't rub her the wrong way. And another thing I was just curious about is since this is the first one I've been on with you guys with the team challenge or the team meetings, do y'all record these and drop them anywhere, or is this just something that y'all just kind of do randomly and don't really keep a history of it?
This is recorded. I think typically everything we do is recorded. This is the first time we're doing this particular one. Currently, it is my plan to do this every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. just like this.
Okay.
We'll progress. We'll get better. We'll improve. They will be recorded. I believe they will be posted in Discord. I will find out about that for sure. But we just had a Teams leader meeting today, and obviously there's been a lot of changes in Discord, and there's changes in the schedule and stuff. Bear with us. We're trying to make it better, and hopefully, I'm confident it's going to get better going forward, okay?
No, everything can always get better. It's just a matter of time. One last thing. Can you, if you don't mind, if you know it off the top of your head, great, or if somebody could drop it in the chat, the support email for Pace's office? I just had a couple of questions I wanted to reach out to him about. It was, I don't know if it's something that's really suitable to ask on Discord or not, so I didn't want to push the envelope.
You can reach out to one of the leaders directly, and we might be able to help you out before we send you there.
Okay.
If that way it's keep it one-on-one, so that way if it's something personal, we can make sure it's not out for everybody.
Yeah, it's nothing majorly personal. It's something I don't want to bug people about because I know y'all are busy. Y'all got other things going on too.
Well,
But at the same
let's
time,
make this clear for everybody, guys, and not just for Cody, but for everyone that's in our accountability groups. You guys are never bothering us, right? We're here to help, and that's our job. And we want you guys to get better and succeed at this. So if you have something that you need from us, we'll get to you, I promise. But just like you said, we have our own lives, we have businesses, we have things that we're doing. So if we don't get to you immediately, I promise you, we will get to you guys. We haven't forgot about you, but be as patient as you can. And, sometimes you got to send that, hey, just wanted to reach back out kind of thing, just to give us that little reminder. Oh man, I forgot to respond to Cody.
yeah, no, it wasn't anything.
No.
This was before the challenge ever started this month.
No
Okay.
problem. And don't forget, in Discord, all the people who have their names in blue are leaders, right? They're Elephant Challenge leaders. We're here exactly for that, to help.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll send y'all a message in Discord then. If y'all can help out, great. Then, if not, just point me in that right direction and we'll shoot.
No problem, man. Thanks, Cody.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Scott, how can I help you, sir?
Right. Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm new to Sub 2, about 2 months. I'm out of Austin.
Awesome.
And I know I'm a smidge behind on the conversation, but I just wanted to throw on the table that if anybody needs help with comps, like for construction, that kind of stuff, I have properties in Houston, Dallas, and I'm out of Austin myself, but I've been doing it for this is my 38th year. And I can throw down numbers real fast on any deals if you're looking for shotgun of, what is it going to take to do this house? And I have several people that do that weekly where they'll just shoot me pictures of the house inside and out, and I can pretty much give you budgets, and numbers on site through photos if that's of help. So being that we're a group, I just wanted to put that on the table. If I can help in that way, I'm more than happy to do so.
What do you guys think? Would that be at all helpful? Do you guys think Scott would be a person you should know?
Oh, yeah.
So
Scott,
just wanted to make that offer. The
Scott,
second
you're about
thing.
to get super busy, man.
Say again?
You're about to get super busy, brother.
I do this 7 days a week. This is all I do. So, because it gets me to know you all more, and hopefully we'll be doing deals together. So it's good for me. It's good for you.
Brother, throw your contact into the chat and your handles if you have them.
I will do that. Yeah, I'll do that right now. And then the second thing I wanted to throw on the table that has helped me absolutely immensely is every time I make an offer, this was told to me from a mentor a long time ago, and it has helped me land stuff that I never thought was possible. And that is when I'm about to make an offer, if I'm not just a little bit embarrassed by the offer that I'm making, I'm not making the right offer. And so I've done some offers where I'm like, all right, well, let's do this. And then I realized it could have been better. And the example that I can give to you is I just bought a lot in Lago Vista right on the lake outside of Austin, Texas. And the realtor was telling me, you need to offer 20 to 30% more than their ask, pay for all the closing costs because lots are hard to find. And it was a lot that they wanted. It was like $45,000 for, which is like half the price of what lots were going for. And even then, I thought about it. There's something people aren't seeing about this. So I said, go back and offer it for $23,500 and we'll split the closing costs. And they just said, she said, there's no way. She says, there's no way I'm going to make that offer. And like y'all are saying, it's like, well, you have to, so I'm telling you, please go make this offer. And then I told her, I said, if you're not just a little bit embarrassed, and you're obviously very embarrassed, but I'm only just a little bit embarrassed, please make the offer. And within 20 minutes, the guy called back and accepted the offer. So it just was validation of, and this is a lot I can sell tomorrow for probably $100,000 to $105,000 because it come to find out it had utilities and everything else on the lot in a very desirable neighborhood. So I'm just saying, if you're not, just keep that in mind, because literally every time I make a deal, an offer on something, I ask myself that question, am I just a little bit embarrassed? And if I'm not, then I tweak my offer a little bit until I am.
Sick.
So anyhow, thank you. Nice to meet y'all.
Is it possible to buy stuff 30 cents on the dollar?
Oh, I just bought a place last week for $34,000 using my MAO sheet that the comp came back at 185, and I have a 10 grand budget to do the fixing. So if anybody wants to gator me 10 grand to help me close this deal, it hasn't even been on the market yet. I literally just penned the contract on it, and I had personal walkthrough on Saturday, which was my walkthrough. I got it out of a probate deal. It was full of this guy's shit. I mean, his garbage everywhere in the house. And I had a neighbor come over and ask me if I'd be interested in selling it. And I was just like, it has so much garbage. There's no way. I just couldn't imagine them wanting it. They said, hey, if you did nothing to it, we love it. We think it's great. What would you want for it? I'm like, no, no, I'm not going to take money off of it, because if I put 10 grand into it, I'm going to maximize my dollars. So why would I take off 30? It just doesn't make any sense. I need 10K.
How long?
60 days.
Hit me up. I'll take care of you.
You're the man. Thank you.
Boom. Look at that. Making stuff happen.
Yeah. So 34 grand. And to be honest, I give props to you guys, because I went back and I said, and I offered them cash. And so I can pay you cash. I didn't have the cash, but I said, I can pay you cash for this offer. And they came back and she said, yeah. And I gave her the MAO, walked her through it. She said, yeah, it makes sense to me, and I just don't want the property. So I'll accept that. And then I went back and watched one of Pace's courses, and I went, what am I thinking? So I called her back up on the phone and I said, I apologize. I'm just throwing mud on the wall. But what if I gave you $40,000 and you carried this for me for 6 months? I mean, do you need the money now, or or is it cool if I gave you money later? And she goes, actually, I don't need the money now. I didn't even know I was inheriting the house. And so I said, well, let me give you then 40 grand and let's rewrite the contract. So that way, since you got it out of probate, you don't have to pay taxes on that six grand, because it doesn't show up as interest. And so we then rewrote the contract. So I'm actually toying with the idea, because I found out that where I bought this house, that entire zip code only has 3 rentals. And I could rent that thing for about $1,450 a month. And then what is my payment on $40,000? It's nothing. So it could become a very good cash flowing. But so anyhow, I mean, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to go ahead and sell it, because there's lacking rentals. I figure if I can buy this one in that zip code for $40,000 with no money out of pocket, there's got to be 3 or 4 more that I can get. And so if I sell it and take that capital and invest it towards 3 or 4 more, that I can buy it at this, wholesale or whatever it happens to be, I can use that money to build upon and whatever. So all of that is possible. 4 or 5 homes is possible with no money out of pocket.
I would go talk back to those neighbors and be like, hey, you know anything else?
I got warm and fuzzies.
Yeah. I never would have imagined. I mean, that neighborhood I never would have thought of until I came across that lady pushing her cart in the grocery store, and I heard her over talking with a friend, and she said, I got this house. I don't want it. It's for my father. I haven't seen him in 10 years. I just want to get rid of this thing. And so I snuck up to her and I said, I'm not trying to be an ambulance chaser or nothing like that, but here's my card. And if you're legit want to sell that thing, look me up. And so anyhow, a couple of days later, she called me on the phone. She said, are you serious? I said, absolutely. I'll pay you cash for it. I figured I'll find the money.
Damn.
Yep.
Good deals find money. Anyhow, however I can help, thank you for hearing me. I appreciate it. Nice to meet y'all.
Scott, you're awesome. Everybody needs to know Scott. Find him wherever he can be found. Instagram, Facebook. Drop your contact information into the side chat, Scott. And hit me up on my anywhere pretty much. Instagram, Facebook, I'll get you. Can you guys find deals in the chat, in the Zooms, in Discord, in Facebook? Man, this is where pretty much all of my deals come from. All right. Any more questions? Anybody else got anything else? If not, you guys know your homework. Make some calls. Talk to some people. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Even tiny baby step. Even if it's one more than you did last week. Awesome. Next, piece of homework is please and thank you, go into Facebook, into Instagram, wherever you're at. Take a screenshot if you can. Tag me. You see my handle on the screen. Tag Don. Tag Scott. Tag Travis. I see him in there. If you see anyone else who's sub 2 in here, I know Myron and Carolyn are probably here. I think they're at a meetup, actually, multifamily meetup. Please tag us. Let us know how we did. Hopefully we get better. We're trying to improve. Your feedback, your constructive feedback, your love. We all love words.
Cody, you got a question?
Cody, you have another
I
question?
do. Yeah, just real
man.
quick. You was talking about this Friday there may be another meetup here or a meetup here in Austin. How would I go about getting details about that, or do you have to be a sub 2 student for that?
Cody, I don't know the answer to that. I know it's in Austin. I'm not sure if it's open to general public. It might be just Astro, Keighley, and sub 2 students.
Okay.
I will look into that.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to go because that's actually a day that I'm taking off, and then we're actually leaving to go out of state on Saturday. But if I could hit that up before leaving, that'd be a nice end of my September.
Fantastic. Cool, man.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, tag us all in Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Keep contact with us in Discord, in Facebook, everywhere else. Dawn, is there anything else?
I think Sean asked a question. He said, what's the difference between LOI and a contract?
What's the difference between a letter of intent and a contract? Sure. A letter of intent is a letter telling them what you intend to do. I would like to buy this property at this price for these terms. Would you sell it to me at this price under these terms? Right? That's what you submit to the agent representing the property. And then they come back and they'll say no, or they'll say yes, or you'll negotiate back and forth, whatever it is. And once everyone is agreed, then you enter into a contract. Right? Then you sign the contract that says, these are the terms we agreed to. Now it's time for me to inspect the property, etc., etc. Is that good, Scott? Was it Scott?
I think it was Sean.
Sean, sorry, man. There's too many words in that side chat. I get distracted by it.
Let's see. Sean, you can do it over the phone, but they're going to ask you to submit it in writing, and I would highly suggest doing so, just so that there isn't a miscommunication about what it is that you offered, right? So always put it in writing, so that way nothing is misunderstood. But yeah, does that make sense?
Yes, I always put my letter of intents in writing. I always email them to the agent, every time. Even if you just talk to the agent on the phone, you got a verbal, cool, I'm going to send this over to you in your email. What's your email? All right.
I think the only thing that I want to say is thanks for being here, guys, and being active in the chat. When you guys come in here, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you go into, I think it's, if you hover over your name and your video, there's 3 little dots on your screen, and you can change your name so that, and we want to see your name, guys. We don't want to see like I love sub 2 in there and not know what your name is. And then put the best way to contact you. If you want to put just your Instagram, that's fine. You want to put your phone number, go for it. But we want to be able to see your faces. We want to be able to know how we can contact you, so that way we can make more friends, right, and get deals done together. So other than that, thanks for being here, y'all. Great job, Rob.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Tag us all on Facebook, Instagram. Do me a favor, put something you learned in there. Put some action you're going to take. Please and thank you. All right? Go take massive action. Maybe next time we can talk about mindset stuff. You guys be interested in talking about some of that stuff?
NLP.
We are talking about some of that tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Join Dawn's Zoom tomorrow night, please and thank you.
Yes, yes, please. If you can, come. It'll be recorded. Like I said, like Rob said, we're trying to figure out where we can post those so you guys can see them. But yeah, I gave homework last week for the group before the challenge started about mindset and doing some vision boards. So I don't know if any one of you guys want to come up and show your vision board, but we'll definitely talk about some mindset, a lot of maybe some comping, but really it's getting you guys in the right mindset and then answering some questions. So bring all your questions. Please, please, please be active. You guys were awesome tonight. But there's no dumb question. Please ask it. Even if it's been asked a million times, that 1,000,001 time is going to be the time that you understand it. So just bring it all. We're ready. And I'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Happy to help.
Huh?
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you guys. Appreciate
Go
it.
take massive action. Go kill it. Have a good night. See
Stand
you all
for.
next week.